Welcome to the Thriving Artist Podcast, where we share strategies and support for artists to thrive.
We know that the art world can feel like a lonely place, and we want to provide a network of support, impactful strategies, and an abundance of encouragement to help you grow your authentic art career.
We're your hosts. I'm Jamie Smith.
And I'm Kaylan Butine, and we are also the co-founders of the Thrive Together Network, a community of female and non-binary identifying artists and artists who are caregivers.
We truly believe in community over competition, and we're so glad you're here. Enjoy this episode. Welcome to the Thriving Artist Podcast. I'm Jamie Smith, and I'm one of your hosts, and I am newly learning how to balance art and motherhood. What a joy.
And I am your second host, Kaylan Butine, and I am currently juggling all the school-related activities and the holiday season for my 3 kids. So whether you're a parent, a caretaker, whether you're working another job, or if you're a full-time artist, we want to welcome you today to our episode because we really think there's something for you here. We all need ways to plan this crazy life that we're living and to plan smarter as an artist. Maybe you love planning like us crazy type A artists. Maybe you hate it. Maybe, and probably more likely, you're somewhere in between. We can all always use some ways to become better planners. And this time of year is especially nice to chat about this stuff as we're moving from one year to the next. We're kind of pausing on what happened and we're wrapping things up and we're moving into our big dreams for the year ahead.
So the first way you can plan smarter as an artist, get ready, because this is the most A-type tip we're going to give, is number 1 is schedule in time for planning. I know, planning time to plan, but seriously, this is how things happen. And it is important that we set things up so that we can be successful in our plans.
Absolutely. And we have chatted about this before. It's a fun point to make fun of us, planning to make a plan. But really, I think that is part of the reason that we get so much done is we're intentional about setting aside time in our week to plan. I typically do this on Sunday nights. I feel really disorganized and unsure about what's going on in my week ahead if I don't sit down and kind of look at my deadlines, look at my planner, and figure out what I need to prioritize. We need consistent reminders of our deadlines. And I just think sitting down and doing this once a week, and then hopefully doing it once a month and doing it once a quarter and once a year, kind of doing this planning in intentional ways in incremental seasons is really helpful and beneficial.
And I actually do my planning on the Friday before. So I really like my Sundays to just be still a day off. And I like to wrap up on Fridays and kind of look forward on the week that's coming, but it also forces me to kind of reflect on the week that just had passed, which I think is really useful in planning and important just as humans, because it always feels like there's more to do on the list, the to-do list. So we recommend 30 minutes at the beginning of the week or the end of the week to kind of look at that upcoming week to help you put in your deadlines and make a plan. So plan for your planning. It's important. And number 2, ways to plan smarter. Plan your year in quarters. So I love this because a year is a long time and we can make these glorious big plans, but it can really get away from us. And so quarterly, so that's every 3 months, can help you stay rooted in the season that you're in and really connect, because every season is going to be different with obligations, but also just in terms of how we sell our art and go around that. So we really love this. We've started doing it at the Thrive Together Network in our planning, our book, The Thriving Artist Map. We do celebrating every quarter, but we also do kind of what's to come, planning and centering for the next quarter. And it really helps getting in grounded and get those big goals done. It's easier to plan big goals when they're in the next 3 months rather than a full year. And it's easy to get distracted by those.
Yeah, I feel like planning in quarters, especially for artists, is really just kind of this ideal amount of time. It's such a good sweet spot. We all have a lot going on, and we kind of need to be pushed and pulled, in between the mental space of the big picture to the everyday. And when you do that in quarters, it's really nice because you kind of can see the big picture, but it's not so far ahead that it feels like you're never going to get there, right? So this kind of mental energy leads me into tip number 3 for 5 simple ways to plan smarter as an artist. And that is to move from macro to micro and back again. And so this is just as much about mental energy and headspace as it is a literal planning tip. You want to make sure that you're planning. When you're planning, you're considering both the big picture and then your everyday, because planning is really about prioritizing your time, and your time is all about what you value. It's our most valuable resource, and we want you to spend it in ways that feel best to you. You might naturally be a very detail-oriented person who is kind of obsessed and keeps really good track of that minute-to-minute lifestyle. Or maybe you're a big picture person more naturally, and you think a lot about the future and your forward plans and your big dreams. We encourage you to find ways to consider both the big and the small, the macro and the micro, when you are planning.
And number 4, which is all flows really well too, is follow a map with other artists. So Kaylan and I literally created a planning tool that we use, the Thriving Artist Map, and it's week-to-week studio planner. It's tools for supporting your career. So those maps are going to put us all the way through 2024. And we're so excited about that. And we have sections in there that are this macro and also this micro. We go back and forth between a year, but also quarterly, but also on that weekly level. So we really think having, joining us and doing it together, the Thriving Artist Map is ideal. You have that accountability. But if not, find someone that you can work with over the year to kind of get yourself planned. And this is the time of year that we all want it to be better than the last. We want to accomplish more, do more incredible things. So let's do it together.
That's right. We really have put all of our best knowledge, I think, Jamie, all of our
Our
collective
planning, A-type
planning
knowledge.
and, just the skills that we've learned from working with so many artists over the years. We've put all of that in the Thriving Artist Map, and we're really proud of it. And what we love most about it is that it is both a tool that you can use on your own and plan your own art career out, but also it's a tool that we use in our virtual community, the Thrive Together Network, and we follow that map together as artists in the same season. So our final tip for planning smarter as an artist, number 5 is to remain rooted in your why. This one is really all about your intrinsic motivation, about spending your time and living your life in the ways that line up with your values and your priorities. We talk a lot about how as artists, there's so many paths we can take. There's so many things we can do in our community and in the Thriving Artist Map. We have so many opportunities for you to pause, to reflect, and to think about what you're doing and why you're doing it, and kind of connecting that to your planning, because we really want you to be intentional about the things you're doing and how you're spending your time.
Yeah, it really comes down to living the life you want to live. And I think that's the core of why we care about planning so much. And
Mhm.
it just allows us to, do the work with the community of TTN, be artists, be parents, and, our skills to plan. We think we've put all of that into this map. So we're really, really excited. And you can join us on the map this year, because we believe that, by having a plan, you're going to get so much further. And by doing it together, it's going to just be so much better.
Yes, and if you believe in these things too, and you want to get our support and the support of hundreds of other artists to make 2024 a great year, you can head to thrivetogethernetwork.com to learn more. And you can join. Actually, we have 3 free sessions coming up. The next 3 Tuesdays are Art and Tea sessions on November 28th through December 12th. These are Tuesday afternoon Zoom calls where we're going to go through everything and kind of let you know how to plan out your year, all of our tips and strategies for that, and help you get that motivation, so you can set yourself up for a great year.
Yeah, let's reflect together and get on to what's next, which is so exciting. So, thank you so much for listening today. We're excited to see you on the network. And as always, we are here for you. We are cheering you on, and we believe in the work that you're doing as thriving artists.